Today on the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast, we are discussing some news. We've got some news that we haven't covered in quite a while.
Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. My name is Matthew Carroll.
And I'm Jeff Randall.
And in our producer chair today, we have the lovely Melissa Khalil. How are you, Melissa?
Hello, happy to be here.
So happy to have you. Welcome back. Ashley is on a trip of some sort, and so we are...
sabbatical.
Little sabbatical, yeah, we'll call it a sabbatical.
A well-deserved vacation.
Absolutely. We had a lot of stuff during Loki, and so she's taking some time away. So we're happy to have you, my friend. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, so we're going to get into these news stories. We're just going to talk about some different things that have been going on in the internet.
Should we talk? Week. Should we get some plugs in first?
We should get some plugs in first. Thank you for reminding me.
Got you.
Yeah, man. We got two other podcasts on the Stranded Panda Network this week that are doing cool stuff that you guys might be interested in. One is Bingers Assemble. We are covering Suicide Squad. So the Suicide Squad, the second movie is coming out this week. And so we are...
You mean that one directed by Mr. James Gunn of Guardians of the Galaxy fame?
I am so freaking excited for that movie. So we're covering it on Bingers Assemble. And it's been me, Jay Scotty St. Clair of Animation Deliberation, and Ashley Coffin all talking about Suicide Squad. And we're doing Birds of Prey.
That's why she's taking time off.
Yeah, we've been monopolizing all her time over on Bingers. But we're doing Birds of Prey this week. And then we'll do The Suicide Squad on Thursday when it drops. So very excited about all of that. And then the other little plug I wanted to throw out was for the Source Pages did a Kang explainer, like who is Kang, and I felt like that would be
primer,
a Kang primer, if you will. Yeah. So please go check out Source Pages. They cover all the source material for these things that we cover on all these other shows in the Stranded Panda Network. And so, yeah, if you're digging all this, if you're interested in Kang and don't know much, or if you just want to hear some fun people talk about it, go check out Source Pages this week.
And soon on Source Pages, we will be recording a primer on Uatu, the Watcher, that I will be a part of.
Ooh, is that going to drop before What If or round What If?
Yes, it's kind of getting everybody ready for What If.
Awesome.
And who this Watcher guy is, and why Mr. Jeffrey Wright is... No, we're not talking about Jeffrey Wright in this one, probably not. Anyway, beside the point. We'll probably talk about Jeffrey Wright, just not why he's best suited for the job.
All right. Seems like there's a lot behind that sentence that you just unraveled in front of us.
Well, no. It's just I was just gonna make wild suppositions, and then I was like, nope, that's false. So I just tried to back it out like immediately. Didn't really work though.
Nope. Just got in too deep, man. You got in too deep.
Yep. I went out and then I got swept away with the tide.
Mm-hmm. Riptides. Jeffrey Riptides.
Nope, it's worse now.
So yeah, with lawsuits, right, guys?
Lawsuits.
That's the big news this week. It's been very memeified all over the Stranded Panda chat.
It's dominating the memes. So apparently Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow herself, had a contract with Marvel to have Black Widow be an exclusively in the theaters premiere. And she had a lot of her royalties and money after the fact tied up in that. And when Disney released it on Disney Plus, as well as in the theater, a lot of the money that she may have been able to make was lost to her. And she has filed suit because Disney is just like, nah, ain't got nothing for you up in here. And she's like, okay, well, here's a lawsuit for you up in here. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where we are, in that she's upset because she is owed money, basically, and they have breached their contract, and now it's become a meme, and I'm not sure if anybody's taking it seriously, which is kind of sad for her. Yeah. Because, like, she's graced us with her presence on screen for so long. Like, she deserves her contractual, money that she should be owed,
Absolutely. Absolutely, she does. It's just a crappy situation. And the thing is, we've said this, we talked about this a year and a half ago. The fact that when they moved her movie back, when they canceled its release, and we were like, are they going to put it on streaming? And we were like, ooh, if they put it on streaming or release it during COVID, like any of this is bad for Scarlett Johansson, who is like, only the second female to head a Marvel movie. And then I'm sure she has tons of back end on this deal where she's making parts of the profits. And we said it even a year and a half ago, like, this is not looking good for her. And I mean, and sure enough, she's filing suit, which like, I think is fair. And then Disney came out and said, in a pretty petty move, I think. I get it. I think it's all PR is the thing. Like, it's just all PR. Like, Disney came out with this kind of petty thing and said, like, she's ignoring the hardships of COVID. And like, you're Disney. Like, why don't you take it on the chin during COVID? Like, like let you have the money to take the hit. Like,
you signed a contract.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it should be, is you signed a contract, pay the money.
I don't understand how this wasn't renegotiated before they put the movie out, right? Like, if that was in the contract that it was going to be an exclusive release, they should have just negotiated with her beforehand and said, I assumed that's what happened, but I guess not. I guess they never officially made a deal, because the movie needed to come out. Like, it's too late for their roadmap, for us as fans. Like, it had already taken way too long to come out. Like, it was time.
Yeah.
But I understand that the way they released it probably didn't make as much money. Now, I really wonder how much money it made, because I know a lot of people that went to see it in theaters and bought it for $30,
Yep, we are some of those people.
I am those people.
I am those people. I just, the thing that Disney said about like her argument or her suit has no merit just like really rubs me the wrong way.
Right.
Like it has that like corporate skis feel, you know? Like
yeah, it does. And I don't like them sort of invoking COVID as the reason for her lawsuit not being reasonable.
Like, oh, can't you be nice? Look at what COVID's doing to the people. Like, yeah, okay, but like, you signed a paper.
Right.
Bitch, where's my money?
And they also brought up, too, they mentioned how much money she's already made off the movie.
Right.
They were like, she's already made $20 million, which $20 million for a solo film in the MCU is not much.
Not much at all.
Like, Robert Downey Jr. made $75 million for Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Not even a solo film. Like 20 million, yes, a lot of money. 20 million for a solo movie is not that much. And like, it's kind of crappy just to bring up how much money anyone's made. Like, can't you be happy with the money you have already?
Mm-hmm.
It's my contractual right to this money.
Yeah, it kind of feels like Disney was trying to play like the crowd against her of like, look, you're complaining even though you already got this grand amount of money. Look, people who don't make that amount of money, isn't that so much money? Shouldn't she be quiet?
Yeah.
Like,
and I don't think it worked out the way they thought it would.
It made them petty. And apparently Kevin Feige was really upset with the way they came.
Oh yes, dude. So. All the articles I've read that involve Feige, he's just livid. And has been like fighting tooth and nail to get exclusive releases, because honestly, even if it's not to get the actors paid what they're due, and she's a really great actor and she does really good in that part, so like pay her what she's due. But even without that, even if it's just down to like, we need exclusively theatrical releases so that we have big numbers that we can wave that banner around, like that's still kind of makes sense as far as like what an executive producer would like to have on their resume. So like, we dropped a movie that made $1 billion in its opening weekend. Like, who else can say that? And Feige over here is like, look at all this money I've made for the company, at the helm of this entire verse. Like, he's got some great stuff going for him, but like these numbers look better when they're bigger. So, that's really the long and short of it. Is the numbers look better when they're bigger.
Right. I mean, it's a real thing. And it's like, I dealt with a lot of like contracts and stuff during COVID, and obviously much smaller numbers, where like people were like moving their weddings. And like, according to the contract, you don't get to move it. Like, I could just say, no, I'm keeping your deposit or whatever. And it was just a lot of like discussions of like, okay, then what's fair? What's a fair like rate to move your wedding to this date instead of this date? And people kept moving their weddings. So like, it's bad for me, it's bad for them. And then my bandmates, like, how much do they deserve, even though they didn't do any work yet? Like, but they held on to the date. Like, there's all this complication, and everybody wants to make a certain amount of money. Like, I don't like fault Disney for making decisions to try to make money, but like trying to use PR against her to make her like stop complaining. It came off real stupid. Did not like that.
Well, and like the weird thing is, it's like there was obviously like conversations before this that happened between her and Disney. So like, what were those conversations? Because as ScarJo, you don't just outright be like, I'm going to sue Disney. Like, there's conversations that happen, with you and your agent and Disney and whatever else is going on. Like, you don't just jump straight to a lawsuit. Like, there are conversations that happen beforehand. So what were those conversations? Because apparently it was, bad enough where she feels like she needs to sue Disney, one of the largest companies in the world.
Well, I find it really interesting, too, that how calculated the lawsuit is on a timing perspective, because she waited till it had its run in theaters to sue, because that's where all her money is going to come from, is the theatrical run. So like, it's not like she sued before the movie came out. She knew if she did that, this controversy would sort of drive the like business. People don't like to think about like the business back end of a movie when they're going to see it. They want to be excited about the story. So like, if all this controversy had been going on beforehand, it might have hurt the numbers. She wanted the numbers to be high, just like Disney did. So their interests were aligned to a point, but then after all of that settled out, she's like, okay, I'm going to sue now. I'm curious about what the conversations were beforehand. Like, before the movie came out, not even just before the suit, but before the movie came out, like, did they have the conversations? Did they renegotiate? Because did
they try?
Right. There's a world where Scarlett Johansson is sort of like, I assume they didn't come to an agreement, because if they'd come to an agreement
in the multiverse, there exists a Scarlett Johansson.
I'm saying like
a villain here.
I'm saying like there's a version of the story where like if she agreed to this sort of release beforehand, and said, okay, let's just do it this way, and then it didn't go her way, and now she's suing. Then it's kind of like, okay, like,
it's kind of a dick move on her part.
That's kind of a dick move on her part. But we just don't know what all those like conversations were beforehand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, it could have been that. It could have been the way that I choose to interpret all of this is that they were like, we're going to release it on Disney Plus on the same day. And she was like, no, I don't get money for that. It's, you're contractually obligated to release it in theaters only. And they're like, cool, we're going to do it this way and suck it up. And then she's like, I will sue you if you don't do this contractually obligated thing. Right. And they're like, bring it. And she's like, it's brought in.
It's brought in. As soon as the theatrical release is finished, I will sue you. And like, it's very possible that's just like exactly how it went down. And they were like, okay, I don't like that you're doing that, but it's a thing that I get why. And like, I'm not even against Disney in that decision. Like, if she was trying to hold back the movie where she's like, no, theatrical release or nothing, and it's going to take another year before they're willing to do that, and they need to, and that's going to push back Shang-Chi, and it's going to push back this and then that, then Disney did the right thing by just putting the movie out. But
they should take it on the chin.
Pay her some money.
They need to fulfill her contract as well.
Agreed. Or figure out how to fulfill that. Come to an agreement,
Do what's right by her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And don't shame her into just accepting $20 million. Like, not when RDJ made 75 for one movie.
A movie he was the main character in for sure, but was alongside however many other stars as well.
Yeah, a bajillion other people for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I wonder what her contract was with Marvel, how many movies? How
I
many
need to
movies were in
see the
initial
contract.
Well, because part of the reason RDJ made so much money is because he finished out his initial contract with Marvel.
Yeah.
So when it was time for them to make another movie with him, he was able to bargain for the Moon because he was like, you can't make a Tony Stark movie without me, and because everyone loves me, and my contract is over, so you have to bargain for more money now.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting question. Like maybe they had her under contract for this movie already, like from the beginning. Maybe they only contracted her for 8 movies. Maybe they went ahead and contracted for 8 movies or something like that. In which case, she wouldn't have made as much money in this movie. But
yeah,
just really depends.
I remember when Hemsworth was first contracted for 3 movies or 3 or 4 movies or something like that, and they'd signed him up for $5 million, and that was it.
Yeah. A lot of them go really low at first for the first few movies till their first contract ends.
Yep.
I assume she's gotten past her first contract by now because 8 movies is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, her first one was 2010 with Iron Man 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's been in this for 11 years now?
A long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's run her contracts through. She's got it. She's got it. Nobody expected the COVID though.
Yeah, that's it. And I said that a year and a half ago. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck for her as as finally getting this chance to be star in her own movie, and then it's gonna impact her negatively, and apparently it did enough for her to sue.
And then there's the potential for upcoming issues due to COVID, the Delta variant. I don't remember where I read it. I can't find the article now, but I may have dreamed it. But I had seen something about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness could be pushed back to May because of Delta variant-ish concerns. It's not real. None of it's real.
Don't put that out in the universe. I don't like it.
I have to stop. I'm sorry.
Get that out of there.
Matt, fix it in post.
Prune it.
As much as I think that is probably the right thing to do, I really do. Like in many, and it would not necessarily yet. Based on the numbers, it will probably be the right thing to do at some points to cancel more things and to push things back. I think COVID fatigue is real. And I think a lot of people just are like, I'm vaxxed, I'm not doing anything you say. I'll get another dose, but whatever I need to do.
Shoot me up again, boss.
Booster me up, yo. But
anything to not wear a mask again.
I just heard from Dragon Con that they are requiring masks this year.
Ugh.
Which will be, it's already a hot and sweaty occasion, so that is going to be interesting.
Gross. I just started my new job today, and at the end of the day, I was about to say this morning, but at the end of the day, I got an email that was we're reinstating mask wearing when you're not at your desk.
You're just gonna be 3 days you're gonna be in the office, and then you're gonna get sent home to
sent
work
back
from
home.
Yeah.
No, I refuse. My desk is too nice. I got one of those. They gave me one of those motorized standing, sitting, shiftable desks. Yeah, I was like, holy shit! And it's got one of those crazy monitor stands on it. It's got 3 arms. It looks like I've got fucking tentacles coming at me, but it's got monitors on it instead of Cthulhu face.
That's rad. I'm
excited.
Arnim Zola shit.
Yeah.
Air traffic control.
Yeah, that's me. Except way less stress. Significantly less stress.
Significantly less stressful job.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess let's move to the next story here. We got Gizmodo's reporting that Marvel's Captain Carter from the What If series
Carter
will connect each multiversal season of What If.
There's so much in that headline. That's good news. First off, we just talked about some sad news. This is great news.
Yeah, for sure.
And okay, multiverse confirmed, I guess, for What If. We'd said maybe it was just kind of we had speculated that it was likely multiverse. confirmed. Thanks, Loki.
I feel like with Uatu, it's pretty confirmed anyway, but yeah.
Right. But, without knowing, without them saying, like, this follows Loki because of whatever. So we got the multiverse. Well, we're going to have multiple seasons.
Also, in this article, he does say, like, directly, like, following the changes to the timeline based in Loki, like, we get to explore these worlds. And it's like, great. Yes. So this is multiverse.
It's multiverse confirmed. It's we're getting a second season, or rather, we're getting multiple seasons. And Captain Carter is going to be in each one of those seasons.
Well, and not only the Captain Carter, but like the idea of continuing these stories is a thing.
Yes.
Or like,
yes, it is.
Not only could they do this with What If, where they drop in different episodes in each season, they could also, if they want to, spin off one of these into its own show. If we love one of these stories, like they might tell more of that story. So it kind of gives us this grounded, like,
oh, we could have a horror series of Zombie Hunter Spider-Man.
Oh, yes.
And the Marvel Zombies.
Dude.
Oh, you don't know how bad I need this.
I would love that. I'm a huge Zombies fan. From way back. Like, I saw, the original Dawn of the Dead when I was like a kid. Like from the one from the 70s and just loved it.
Oh my God. Could you imagine Raimi? Could you imagine Raimi directing a series of like Zombie Hunter Spider-Man?
Dude. With Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, though. Like, go back and do make the zombie verse collide with the Raimi verse and have that be the zombie Spider-Man verse and like go all out. Yes. I would love it. I would love it so much. The quote here, so good. Brad Winderbaum, the executive producer of What If, says, "We realized as we started developing the second season that Captain Carter was going to be the character we would revisit in every season and continue that adventure."
Hot damn.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Do we have any clue what that means at all?
What do you mean? What does it mean?
She's not going to die.
Yeah, I guess it just means that we're going to get at least one more episode with her in it in season 2.
Yeah.
Right?
When they come around for another season, or however many seasons they get, we're going to keep going back to the Captain Carter series and see more of it. And that kind of makes me wonder, are we not going to get enough? Are we not going to be satisfied with what we get? I mean, we're not going to be satisfied. Obviously, we want her to come back as Captain Carter and just be like in the main verse, but
it won't be resolved, I think is what you're getting at. Like it'll be like...
Yeah, it won't be resolved. Like the whole story won't be resolved here. She's not going to get frozen.
Ooh, that's a good... Or will she?
We figured it out. We figured out nothing.
We solved it.
No, it's great. Your question led to wonderful things. Was like, what if she gets frozen at the end of the episode 1? What if the last shot is her in New York saying, "I had a date"?
Oh no! Not again. Not like break my heart again.
Not like this. I don't want the Matt, I don't need these roles reversed. I don't need to see old man Cap laying in the bed of like, Peggy, you came back.
Yeah.
I don't need that, Matt.
Prune it now.
Stop it.
I do. I think I need it.
Stop it. No.
I think I need it. No prunage necessary.
No. It hurts. It physically hurts my heart.
I love it. I just love what would ensue, which is like an Avengers, like we see the Chitauri invasion, but with Captain Carter involved, right? Like, yeah.
Oh, that would be so good.
I love it.
That sounds like a great episode for the beginning of season 2 of What If. Like, oh, I want it so bad.
Okay, in one of the recent trailers, we saw a lot of the Guardians were there. Like Gamora was there with Thanos' double blade. And Thor was there, but it was doing that circling around them shot, like when the Chitauri came.
Oh, interesting.
So what if Captain Carter's there?
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, it was showing like them like trading out too, as if it was like saying the world is saying. I think the
like it was shifting.
The headline is saying like world is changeable, and it's like world and time and whatever. It's
reality.
Was it just a rumor like a year ago that each episode would be based on an MCU film that's already come out?
I think that was just a rumor.
Okay. I couldn't remember if, like, when that came out, if that was a thing that Feige said.
It definitely seems like they're all based on Marvel films, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be one necessarily. It just seems like it will kind of follow the, like the arc of Star-Lord mixed with the arc of T'Challa, and then the arc, all these different things. It's really neat. Just a really neat and weird thing.
I love the thing that I saw that was like T'Challa was standing like at the top of the steps at the Temple of Morag, and he was like, "A Ravager never flies alone." Or no, so never flies solo. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's never flies solo, and then he's just like, "I said a Ravager never flies solo." Like he's got a body draped over his shoulder. And then, you hear the whistle and see the arrow coming. Oh, like, oh, God. Yeah. I love that we get a reimagining of that scene on Morag, where it's not just Peter being, whatever it is that he is, badass, ?
Legendary outlaw,
Star-Lord. Like, he doesn't just, like, trap them a little bit and run away. Like, they straight up own these guys.
Yeah, they really did a good job of capturing that sort of like the rhythm of the James Gunn directing of that sort of scene. Like I don't know, I said, like it felt very much like something Chris Pratt would do. And then even the way the arrow was like entering the dudes and they're falling over, it just felt timed like Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm here for it. I'm here for that.
Oh, yeah. I think we all are. So say we all.
So say we all.
But, there's... I kind of want to move to the next thing about What If, though. Mm-hmm. We were worried with I keep wanting to call him Steve Rogers. With Chris Evans not coming back for the voice of Steve Rogers. Like, we don't get Chris Evans, we don't get RDJ, even though RDJ is there. Or, I'm sorry, even though Tony Stark is there. See, they're interchangeable. We need them.
For sure.
But, there was talk of, like, Cumberbatch and Cheadle are going to be there. But it got confirmed recently that Cumberbatch is going to be there, Don Cheadle is going to be there, but Tom Holland will not be coming back for the voice. And I guess it's like Tom Holland is contracted through Sony is maybe the issue there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
It seems like all the people who aren't coming back are the people that are no longer involved with Marvel and Tom Holland. And Tom Holland is technically not contracted with Disney. He's contracted through Sony. So I have a feeling like they probably wrote these guys' appearances in a What If series into their contracts. And now, right. I mean, we have already seen Don Cheadle show up on Disney Plus in Falcon Winter Soldier.
I mean, he's got an award nomination for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
got
neat.
an Emmy nom.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he got an Emmy nom for, was it like Best Supporting Actor or some crap like that? Or some, it was like Best Cameo Appearance or whatever.
I am always up for giving Don Cheadle awards, but it's interesting because I don't think of that particular performance as
he was very confused. Like, when it got announced, he was like, "I'm just as confused as you are, guys."
That's really funny because I love Don Cheadle in everything, like, and he's great in that. But they give him very little to do. Like, he has one conversation with Sam, which is a really good conversation, but I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, but you know who actually deserves the award noms in that show that we're not giving them is Sam and Bucky. I mean, Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan.
Right. I think they both did killer jobs for sure.
And they didn't get nominated for anything.
That's so funny that Cheadle did though. Like,
right.
I think he's in a different category though. I think he was like best support or best guest star in a limited series.
Oh, that's even more specific. Okay.
I think Paul Bettany beat him out for best lead in a limited series.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They whittled it down to where it was just like the only obvious choice here is Don Cheadle.
It's Don Cheadle.
Best Don Cheadle performance in a performing performance.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Best Don Cheadle wearing a 3-piece suit in front of reflective surfaces.
You really gonna turn down Don Cheadle in a military uniform?
He's a real shoo-in for that.
Best Don Cheadle failing to tell a joke to stronger Avengers.
Don Cheadle's like, I'm really confused now. Why does this category exist?
I need him to win an Emmy so he could be like, boom, you looking for this?
Yes.
Please. It's so funny because he's on so many prestige series. Like, and I don't know how many Emmy noms he's gotten before this. He may have gotten a bunch, but I guess I just don't know. I just think Don Cheadle's freaking awesome in everything. And all his like prestige series seem to like get canceled and stuff. And it's funny that he got an Emmy nom for his one scene.
Beastman Bray, don't worry about it. People came in being assholes and they got banned.
How did I miss it? I miss all the good stuff. I was looking. That's what I get from trying to Google Don Cheadle's Emmy nominations. I go away for 2 seconds.
Nah.
And the trolls come out.
Yeah.
They were like, they like watch you and they're like, oh, she's Googling. It's time.
Go!
Quick while she's not looking.
The troll's away from her bridge. Go! We gotta cross.
How did these get here?
You're the troller. They're the troll. You're both trolls?
Yes.
We're all trolls.
These are trolls crossing your bridge and you're a troll keeping them away.
I'm just the troll that lives under this bridge.
They came from their other bridges.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What are these trolls doing at our bridge? This is our bridge.
This is my bridge, sir.
You must answer these questions 3.
Meeting of the trolls. Which questions 3 do you use? There's a lot of troll networking conventions that go on.
It's a busy season.
Troll Network. Mark Zucker Troll.
Going back, Tom Holland's contract apparently only included, when they re-signed him, I think 2019, it was like September, he only had a special appearance and the 3rd Spider-Man movie left on his contract.
Yeah.
I think that's why he's not in What If.
I thought that he had the 3 solo Spider-Man movies and the 3 Avengers appearances on his contract. Originally, like right out of the gate.
Yeah, I think that was original. And then I think, remember a couple years ago when Disney and Sony came to that deal where it's like, we'll give you one more Spider-Man movie and one more special appearance.
Okay.
And then we'll renegotiate quotations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stressful.
This is reminding me of the time where Disney was like, we would like more money, please, at Sony. And then Sony was like, no, it's all over.
Yeah. That
and
was
then,
a real
like,
bummer.
That was a real bummer time. But then, like, oh God, there was also, I mean, just, Disney doesn't have a great track record as like being a corporation right now. Like, they make when Kevin Feige is allowed to just go,
yeah,
the movies are doing great. But then Disney gets involved and
that's the way always
contracts go weird.
Kevin Feige is an exception, I think, when it comes to big executives. He like really seems to navigate the geek space well and kind of understand the culture. I think that the overarching Disney corporation is a little less in touch and sometimes makes brash decisions, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's. We got a couple more little things in the news. Venom 2 trailer dropped today. A second Venom 2 trailer. It really gives a lot of focus and shows a lot more of the character of Carnage. Yeah, that will. We won't dig too deep. We're not going to do a trailer breakdown of that probably or anything because
I haven't watched it at all.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to blow up your spot. You're fine.
Thank you.
I think the trailer makes the movie look pretty good. Like, I really, I'm hopeful for this. I think Woody Harrelson as Carnage seems kind of awesome.
I don't know, man. Like, I would like Woody Harrelson.
Yeah,
I've liked him in everything that I've seen him in. But this just seems a little crazy. Like Carnage. Woody Harrelson, like, those two don't seem to go together.
You need to watch the trailer. Have you seen either trailer?
For me, I haven't seen either trailer.
And you've seen the movie. You saw the movie where he shows up at the end, right? The first.
Yeah, I saw the movie where he showed up at the end of the first one. We talked about. We had a podcast episode about it.
Podcast about it.
And he had the weird hair, and I'm like, no. Woody Harrelson is bald. He can't have this hair.
Okay. So you're gonna be a stickler on what Woody Harrelson's hair has to look like?
Yes, Woody Harrelson.
No.
No? Okay. I'm sorry. I take it all back.
Strike one.
But no, yeah, like it feels weird having Woody Harrelson in that role. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm too like ingrained in the idea of Carnage in other mediums.
Well, what is Carnage's character like in comics and other mediums?
He's just fucking crazy.
Yeah. No, I think you should go watch the trailer. I really do think you should watch the trailer. I mean, we can take 1 minute and watch it now if you want.
Okay, I'm going to take 1 minute and watch it right this second.
All right, what did you think, Jeff?
Not a fan. Not a fan at all.
I think it looks good. I think it looks fun.
He doesn't, I don't know.
Okay, separate it from your comics book. It's a different universe. It's this version of this character, because that is very much the character they set up in the first Venom movie. It may not be the Venom you know from comics, but it's the one that they set up.
No, the Venom's fine. Like Venom kind of. It feels like it's the next logical step, a continuation of their relationship.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of the relationship they ended with in the first one is like...
Yeah, it's a good... I mean, they're learning to live with each other rather than they're learning to not eat Eddie while existing, I guess. Is that what I'm supposed to pick up?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know much about the comics version.
Well, they're learning to live with each other, and it's, they're both being bad roommates from the look of it.
Yeah.
And
the room is Eddie Brock's body. Yeah.
And he's chewing on the tire. Like, that's funny. It's funny. Like, I would love to see just a comedy movie about the two of them living together.
Yeah. Well, that will be great. An element of this. I like the relationship dynamic they've set up. And I love the idea of Woody Harrelson. I think his craziness, like, what is this?
His hair wasn't so bad in this one.
In this trailer? Yeah.
In this trailer. Well, like at the end of the last one, it was like super curly. It looked like they just stuck an afro on the top of his head.
That's probably what they did.
And it was terrible. But I mean, his hair looked better. It looked like it fit. It looks like, it's whatever. Like, it just... He became a symbiote? Like, he's supposed to get a symbiote, and it's supposed to be...
I think he probably will. I think something... I don't know. I don't think we saw the whole story there.
Well, like, it was his... Like, he was standing there, and, like, his face tore apart to become, Carnage.
Right. Yeah, that's just the visual they use for... I mean, that's kind of what happens to Eddie, too.
No, it doesn't. With Eddie, it comes out of him and wraps around him.
Okay.
Like a super suit.
Okay.
And then when Venom was like, oh shit, that's a red one, and disappeared, he unwrapped and was just like, you're on your own, unwrap. Here you go.
Yeah.
But you're it's got the Sony problem. It's got the Sony problem of they're like, we need to update this for modern times, and we need to make a bunch of changes, and it's too many changes to where it just becomes not that character anymore. Like, you might as well just be fighting Null.
Right.
And
yeah, which doesn't bother me at all, but I hear you.
The first one was a big CG fight of two blob monsters fighting each other, and now it's, again, like a couple of blob monsters fighting each other. Like,
yeah, for me, the fights don't matter as much as they never do. Like, most of these fights, even if you're talking about all the Marvel movies, the fights are always big spectacle. I'm in a big robot suit. You're in a big robot suit. What matters is how they do the characters. And so far, this characterization looks interesting to me. But
I think the characterization of Brock and Venom is funny. And the two of them together, that relationship is funny.
It's lovable.
And I'm interested in that.
Right.
I'm not interested in any of the rest of it.
I'm interested in Woody Harrelson because he's a great actor. playing a crazy character with like this just real wild out there, going for it, like swinging for the fences kind of acting. I think that looks fun. And yeah, just the whole dynamic. It looks fun. I don't know that it'll be great. I did not like the first one that much, as you know, but I think this one, I'm hoping they will solve. The biggest problem with the first one for me is they didn't do the work to get to the ending they tried to get to. Right. But now, if I just accept that ending happened and that they settled on this relationship, maybe we can move forward.
You have settled, sir. We deserve better. As fans of cinema, we deserve better than this trash.
Well,
it is now trash. I have committed.
All right. As you often do before you see things.
Yep. Just a reminder, 5-star reviews, people. If you could, take a half second, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It's much appreciated.
Great timing, Melissa. Thank you. Oh God, I'm okay. That just got me real good. Okay, professional. Yeah, we're professionals. Okay, so we don't have that much else in the way of news stories. We got a rumor. We'll talk about it. But So going a little bit back to the discussion of streaming releases at the same time as the theatrical, that is not happening as far as we've seen for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings or Eternals or Spider-Man No Way Home from what we've seen. It's all like only in theaters. There hasn't been any sort of like...
so far it's all saying only in theaters. Yeah. Unless something crazy happens with the Delta variant and stuff, it looks like, which I mean, it is, but I have a feeling that we're going to probably keep these releases the way they are. Just in theaters, which makes the Black Widow thing even more insulting because it's like the only movie that got that treatment.
Yeah,
pay her money, Disney.
It's just concerning too because there's a ton of places even in the U.S. that still have an open movie theater. So in those places, what do you do if you're not able to watch on Disney Plus? Interesting.
I didn't know that there weren't places where movie theaters weren't even open.
Yeah,
it depends on the place. I mean, some movie theaters had to close. I mean, all movie theaters had to close, but some movie theaters had to permanently close because they just weren't getting any money, so they couldn't maintain the establishment anymore.
Right, that's true. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling those will get bought up, though.
It sucks. Yeah, but not fast enough. Not.
We'll see.
Not in a way that is enough for everybody to bounce back.
There's I mean, it's gonna be a lot of damage for sure.
Lasting damage. Damn you, COVID. But I just looked at it and because I hadn't thought about it until just a few moments ago. But Matt, we have 4 weeks from this week until Shang-Chi.
It's nuts. I cannot believe it's that soon. I cannot believe it's that soon. That's crazy.
4 weeks.
Wild. That's wild.
That's so exciting. Sorry.
It absolutely is.
I got the wiggles. I'm so excited, Matt.
The chills.
It's filled me with the wiggles.
The wiggles.
I'm like a happy puppy. I can't stop. Just wagging my whole body.
Human version of wagging your tail.
Yeah, just wagging my entire body.
I do that all the time. When Alyssa comes home, the dogs always greet her at the door doing that, and I'll come around the corner going...
like Shaq. Like that gif of Shaq where he's like...
that Shaq commercial. Exactly. That's me whenever Alyssa gets home. I greet her at the door like Shaq with that puckered up kissy face and like...
Yep,
exactly.
I like it.
What's that commercial for? Like...
I don't
deodorant
know.
Or something. I just remember that Shaq makes a funny dance.
Oh man, it doesn't. I don't think it matters what that commercial is for.
Oh my goodness. Let's hit this rumor real quick. The rumor is going around the internet, and it's a rumor, but that's why we saved it for last. Is that Kingpin will appear in the Hawkeye series?
Not just any Kingpin, though.
Right.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
That's right.
The man himself.
My God, it's happening! It's really happening!
It's rumored to be happening.
So if Kingpin shows up in Hawkeye, Charlie
November.
Cox shows up in Spider-Man.
Yes.
Like, I think it's a done deal then. If Kingpin is in Hawkeye, I think Charlie Cox as Daredevil is for sure in Spider-Man.
Oh, we didn't cover, like, one of the news stories that we should be talking about is we have a release date for Hawkeye.
Oh,
the Hawkeye series.
Thank you for bringing that up.
What the hell are we doing here,
I
guys?
asked you guys if you had any other news items, and no one
there
said
was
anything.
nothing else.
Oh, we forgot about little old Hawkeye.
We forgot about Quint.
I brought like 8 stories, and you guys were like,
Yeah, that seems like that's all. Button it up. Button her
Talk
up.
about Carnage and not
You forced me to watch the Venom 2 trailer instead of talking about Hawkeye. Okay.
Hawkeye is November what?
November 24th.
Yes.
That is, Thanksgiving week?
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
That is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
That's where his family puts on thongs and dances around a turkey.
Let me
Thanksgiving.
turk that thong.
If you know a piece of, bottom wear with a better elastic band for Thanksgiving, I'd like to hear it.
Baby! Okay, so November 24th is when Hawkeye comes out. Like we finally got the release date. That's kind of weird that we got that before Miss Marvel, when we were expecting Miss Marvel to come out sooner.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're going to get Miss Marvel this year, or if
I feel like
Is
this means we're not getting Miss Marvel this year.
I don't. Okay, until such time as they say we're not getting Miss Marvel this year, I'm going to believe that Miss Marvel is, like, events in Miss Marvel are stringently tied to what happens in What If, and depend heavily on What If, because we didn't get a date for What If until like Loki finished, if I recall correctly.
Sure, but dates aren't necessarily tied the way. So we have 10 episodes of What If, right?
Yeah,
And do we know if they're coming out once a week, or are they dropping?
they are coming out
together?
weekly.
So we got 8, 9, 10. So that means it will end on October 13th, which means there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 weeks in between that and Hawkeye. So if it's 6 episodes, Miss Marvel, there's literally not enough time to drop them all.
Right.
So either they're going to drop multiple in a week, or they're not. Or they're going to put it on right after. Now, they say late 2021. They never actually said it was before Hawkeye. I think we assumed that based on their schedule, I believe. They put them up in that order, I think. But I don't think they ever said it was that order necessarily. So it's possible it could be.
We can go back to the Disney investor call at the end of last year. Feige specifically said, he was talking about Miss Marvel first, and then later this year, and then late this year, late next year,
late 2021,
we'll get Hawkeye.
So,
he said,
that's exactly
Miss Marvel.
That's exactly what I just said. They talked about it in that order, but he never actually said it would release in that order.
He gave us rough time frames, though, which Miss Marvel is supposed to fall before Hawkeye. Beside the point.
I agree. He talked about them in that order.
Oh my God.
According to set photos, though, Hawkeye looks like it's set around Christmas time. So accounting for if there's 6 episodes and it starts November 24th, it kind of puts us around that kind of Christmassy time, which I think would be fun.
Yeah, that would be nice to have a Christmas movie around Christmas. A Christmas series around Christmas time.
I mean, that could be part of the reason. Just trying to, adjust for the times, trying to put, play off the holidays.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't really know what I'm trying to say right now. You get it.
The bad thing is, if they put it before, there's not enough weeks. And they put it after,
it's 2022.
It's 2022. The last episode of Hawkeye should fall
on December 29th.
Unless they do something weird, like double up episodes 1 week or something like that, which other streaming services have done things like that, where they'll do 2 episodes of 1 week. Which I could kind of see them doing with something like What If, where they just try to get your interest by dropping 2 or 3 episodes, and then they drop them weekly.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, they could do that like they did with
WandaVision did
WandaVision.
that. Yeah, exactly.
WandaVision did the first 2, and then weekly after that.
I, especially with a show where you don't know what it's going to be like, because say you go to, if you don't have any idea what If is, and you go watch it, and then you go, I'm not interested in a Captain Carter series, and you walk away or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you never check back. What's the first episode? They announced it today.
I think the first one's going to be Captain Carter.
Yeah, I thought so. It's like Captain Carter, then Star-Lord, T'Challa as Star-Lord, and then Loki winning. Is that
Yes.
those 3 episodes?
Loki on Earth, I think is what they called it.
Okay, so it's possible I could see them dropping 2 or 3 episodes at a time, but I don't think they're planning. They have not announced that, and I don't think they're planning to. But if they don't, it's too tight. There's no room for Miss Marvel this year.
I don't like it. I don't like none of it.
I do, because I think it means I win the league.
The Fantasy League.
Nah, probably not. I don't know who else you have. Me and you.
I got a lot of Eternals, bud.
Oh, do you have a lot of Eternals?
I got a lot of Eternals.
Oh, damn. You probably got me then. Maybe it'll suck and the IMDb rating will be real bad. Damn. This thing has me rooting against the Marvel movies.
Oh, no. Why would you do that? Yeah, no, I got, oh, shit.
Hashtag
I've got
BJ, as in Jeff.
Icarus. Yeah, I got Icarus, Fastus, and Black Knight.
We're talking about our fantasy draft, which we are going to do our best to have a version. Zuhair and who's
Saraday.
Saraday was I thought someone else was helping him too now. Yeah, sorry. Zuhair and Saraday were running this thing this year, and I'm really excited to see what happens with it. But we're hoping to help out with that next year and make it an official Stranded Panda thing if they're up for it. And we'll try to make it so everybody can do their own fantasy draft, which I think would be really fun. What it is we choose a character, and if they appear in a movie, we get a certain number of points. And if they appear in a series or whatever, if they make an appearance, we get a certain number of points. If they're mentioned, we get a certain number of points. If they're all the things.
Mm-hmm. I also got some Steve Rogers and some Buckies for What If.
Nice. Yeah, I think What If's going to be a crazy,
it's going to be a crazy ride.
Ride for Fantasy League.
So who's got the high score in that?
Oh, yeah, it's you, right?
Just so the people know.
Oh, I think that's Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa. Melissa.
Of the course Winter
Melissa.
Soldier.
Melissa always has the high score in everything she plays.
Your words, not mine. I'm not going to correct you.
I feel like maybe they were kind of yours.
It kind of feels like your words.
You did kind of bring it up.
Check the tape. It came out of your mouth, so I will take it.
Objection, leading the witness.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. This is fun, you guys. We should do a podcast.
Yeah, we should. It feels like it's funny. The 3 of us and Alpha Casper are right now the highest scoring people, I believe.
It's because she's the Alpha Casper.
Yeah, of course. She's got that mom power.
This meeting of the minds here on who we just have really good.
I didn't know that I was going to be competing with Alpha Casper, you guys. This is too much.
Yeah. Come to my league.
No
one's in my league.
I specifically chose to avoid your league.
It was who wants to hang out and play? Not with Melissa. Don't let Melissa play.
Yeah, Melissa's going to tear my ass up. I don't want to play in her league.
It's really fun.
Don't want to play against the top dogs, huh? You can stay on JV. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I willingly choose to stay in the lower leagues.
I should mention Hannah and Zuhair are pretty close to us as well. Well, Hannah's technically beating you, Jeff, right now.
No.
And then Zuhair is right around the same as you.
Son of a bitch.
Just throwing him out there. I didn't want to say somebody that didn't get it or whatever. So we should move on because most people don't know what we're talking about. But we are planning to do this fantasy thing next year with everybody. We did Zuhair and them did this sort of pilot this year, and if we can do it this year or next year with more people.
It's been a lot of fun.
Honestly, it's been a good thing to argue about. And like, I think
like what counts.
We're
Like, no, you don't get points for that shit.
You guys know, like one of the signature things about me and Jeff is we like to argue but still love each other. And so like we will go real hard at each other and like, no, that did not count as a Howard Stark reference because it was said in this year, and it was a Tony Stark reference because of this and this and this. Those were old school repulsors, not newer repulsors. We're like arguing hard about like what counts and what doesn't. Super funny.
Like in WandaVision, it was tech from the 80s. That's obviously Howard Stark. Tony wasn't doing shit. He was gone.
That was not a Tony Stark drone. That was a Howard Stark drone for sure. 80s, man. He was off at college at that point. Super fun.
It's so fun.
Okay. Let's that's about all of the news and rumors that we wanted to talk about. Let me just say Kingpin real quick. That was the rumor we Kingpin. We did not talk about it at all.
We brought it up as a segue to talk about Hawkeye coming out on November 24th.
That's right. So if he's in it, do you think his appearance will occur during the blip?
I think Kingpin's rise to power during the blip makes so much sense, it's unreal.
I agree.
I love it.
And Ronin going after Kingpin would be amazing.
Yes.
And what I really want...
Oh, you're taking me there.
...is Ronin...
Take me on a ride.
...going for him to kill him... And then Daredevil stops him. Right?
And then Daredevil stops him. And then the Punisher shows up for no reason. I love it. Give me all of it.
And then Karen's there for some reason because
Karen
she can't stay away from danger.
She shows up with a gun, and we're like, why?
Misty Knight comes in with a robot arm. It's just...
she punches a hole in the wall. I need it, Matt. I need it.
And then
because we haven't heard anything about when this show is set. Like it could very well be in that 5 years. Because I don't think we know anything, do we?
No, we know nothing about it.
Based on set photos and things, it looks to me like it is. This may be me completely reaching here. But if you look at the set photo that was released recently, it's literally me taking one frame and trying to extrapolate. But do you see sort of like the countenance that is...
We're not known for that at all.
No, not at all. The countenance that is on him has this sort of like he's putting his arms in front of him. And he's kind of looking down. It looks to me like he's looking sort of like the man who's ashamed of his past, like the man who's trying to make a change. I don't know. Yeah. That may be completely reaching, but there's one set photo where he's talking to Kate Bishop, and it's like he really looks like the man, like almost like that sort of monk, like sort of like I'm trying to. Like he's trying to calm down or something. I don't know.
Right. I'm trying to do better.
Trying to do better with my life. Trying not to be Ronin anymore. So I have a feeling it is set in after the end game, but that we will get flashbacks of Ronin.
Oh yes.
That's
what I want the flashbacks. I want the flashbacks of the Ronin times where he gets stopped by Daredevil.
Me too. I want it so bad. Somebody tell we got this covered.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's happening.
See, they put it on the internet, and then people read that like it's the gospel. And then sometimes I guess Marvel is just like, I guess people want this. Let's make it, I guess.
They got bigger voices than us. They get all over the place.
The other part of the like the evidence that leads us to it being post blip is that at the end of Black Widow, like in the post credits, we saw Yelena and Val. Too many names, can't remember
Consuelo,
them. Yeah, Consuelo. What? No, Contessa. God, what's wrong with you? We saw Yelena and Val talking about who was responsible for Nat's death, and she showed him, Val showed her a picture of Hawkeye, or Clint Barton. So, she's going to show up in the series, right? So it has to be after. So. Has to be after she's trying to avenge Nat.
I think, and the whole Young Avengers thing, like, it just makes sense that if we're going to go with like a young Kate Bishop, they're not going to set it where it's like years ago.
Right.
I think the Hawkeye Kate Bishop stuff is going to be happening concurrently, but I really hope for flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Episode 3? Let's put the bet out there. Like, if we've got 6 episodes, do we say that episode 3 is going to be a flashback episode, or episode 4, or 5?
Do we need to go for like a full episode? Because I feel like,
or is it going to be like chopped up in it?
like,
I was thinking chopped up.
To me, yeah. Like I feel like
Like a Lost type
episode 1, we get like a little flashback.
Plus, how neat would it be if we got like a lot of little glimpses of what the blip was like? Because we still haven't gotten that story. Like, we don't know what was going on.
We need the life during. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's gonna wake up. Like, the first shot or something is gonna be like him jumping awake in bed, having had a terrible dream, you know, a nightmare of the past, and he's just like, and he, like, you know, maybe his wife rolls over and is like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "I have to train other heroes." Like, I have to train other heroes to take up the mantle.
I can't do this forever.
Yeah, we can't do this ourselves.
You know, I'm having these nightmares, and I had this idea.
Everybody has to be a hero.
I got to put a suit of heroes around the world.
It's like, wow, great idea.
Nobody's
Why
ever
has
thought
no
of
one
that.
thought of that?
I had my first vision was robots, like suit of armor, classic Tony Stark stuff. But then I remembered I'm not an engineer, just not an engineer at all.
I'm a people person. So why don't we get people? Hang with me, people around the world.
What are you saying? As a what?
Get people around the world. And they themselves are the suit of armor.
Yeah.
Flesh armor, but we're not going to call it that because that's weird.
Really, I just really love how dumb we're
People
making
all over
Hawkeye.
the world, join hands, be Avengers, Avengers.
I guess we're going to drop a feedback episode on a different day this week because we have already got an hour and 10 minutes. So thank you guys for joining us. This was fun. We should do news episodes more often.
we should have a podcast.
It allows for us to go way further afield, like because like we're not even talking about the characters. We're talking about like Woody Harrelson, and where does that lead us? You know, this was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, we never would have gotten Woody Harrelson if not for.
Maybe we shouldn't do news episodes.
Who is Woody Harrelson Prime in your mind? Like, who pops to your brain when you think of Woody Harrelson?
Oh, when I think of Woody Harrelson, it's Zombieland Woody Harrelson.
Okay, that's a good Woody
Tallahassee.
Harrelson Prime.
Yeah.
I think I still have I don't know. I guess I just have like a large scope of Woody Harrelsons in the multiverse. But I think of like White Men Can't Jump and Hunger Games. I don't know.
He had like no role in Hunger Games. He sat around.
I read the books
and expositioned.
So I read the books, so I had him in my head as that.
Oh, great! So you use the source material to inform your opinion of the character in the thing. Oh man, it's great.
Not to just dismiss the version they did, though.
Totally.
I like to like things.
I like to like things.
And they don't have to be Marvel.
I don't understand.
Just like, Jeff, you are the guy who's like, I work really hard to like everything. I love it. But it's not Marvel, though, and it's not right. It's not the same, or they're messing with Marvel or whatever.
Yeah, I love everything except it's not Marvel.
How it relates to Marvel, like, really messes with your, whether you like something or not.
Okay, if you're going to put a Marvel stamp on it, it has to be right. Otherwise, I'm going to be pissed off. Usually, though, I'll like it. Otherwise, I'll like it. I'm still confused on whether or not I like the Green Knight, though.
Oh, yeah.
We went and saw it Saturday night.
Okay.
And it was a head trip.
I've heard that.
It was...
Any spoiler-free assessments that we should all know about?
Nope.
Nope.
I cannot talk about any part of the movie without talking about all parts of the movie. It fucked with my brain.
Okay.
Julie liked it. It's definitely the artsy-fartsy, you know how there's always that one film every year that's like, you know, this is the art, the movie, what is it? The film critic love and like loving film for the sake of film because this is the way that film is made. Like that's this movie this year.
You had me at artsy fartsy. I get you.
Okay, thank you. I always overshare.
And that's why we're at like an hour and 12 minutes.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're gonna let you guys go for this podcast, and we'll be back in a couple days with a good some feedback episode about some non-Loki and Black Widow things because you know we're in this little lull time where we're just like stretching our legs and stuff. I like it. Peace.
Until next time, true believers.
Bye.
I liked it because you really wanted to do something different with it.
Yeah, I didn't like.
You don't want to copy
bye
Ashley.
is the best. She's like bye or bye. I'm like, bye.
She's like real aggressive,
like real brash.
real brash and aggressive. I like it. It's more like get out.
You've overstayed your welcome.
Get out of my house.
Oh, we definitely have overstayed our welcome. Thank you for joining us for the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. Available everywhere you get podcasts, and now a video version streaming live on twitch.tv/strandedpandatv and available at youtube.com/strandedpanda. And if you'd like to learn more about all of our other podcasts, geeky projects, and ways to support the network, visit strandedpanda.com.